Video games in general just don't hit the same anymore. And it's not because the games are bad or anything like that. Games like GTA 5, God of War or Uncharted 4 are objectively great games. It's just that in general, video games ain't as fun as it used to be. How often have you finished school or work and you go to sit by your PC or console and it was ready to have so much fun? You open a game ready to play, you play for 30 minutes, then eventually you just get bored and resort back to use your phone scrolling on endless TikTok videos. Nowadays, this always happens to me. I go on my PC ready to play Tomb Raider or something. Then after 30 minutes, I get bored of playing, so I just get off the PC to do something else. To this day, I still haven't finished Tomb Raider. And not because the game is trash or anything like that. It's because in general, I just fell out of touch with playing video games. I tend to see myself watching content about video games than I actually do playing the video games itself. The only time that I'm actually playing them is if a friend asks me to play online with him. And that in itself is a tragedy because for as long as I can remember, playing video games was my #1 favorite hobby. My whole childhood was mainly revolved around video games. Every single time after primary school, all I'll be doing is playing the PS2 for hours every day without fail. My family even nicknamed me Game Boy because of the amount of hours I put into gaming. My parents would literally take me to the superstore and I'll be at the game section begging her to get me games like GTA San Andreas, and I would even get it because it was rated A and I was some little twerp. So the only way I could play a game like GTA San Andreas was if I went to a cousin's or friend's house as they had the game. And you best know that I went to my man's house every day to be playing it. And side note, GTA San Andreas is the best GTA, bro. No one can say it was not. I mean, that game was cold. The storyline, simple and interesting. Soundtrack was cold. The missions, the mini games, the NPCs, and most importantly, CJ. Bro, CJ was my wigger. He really was my wigger. I love playing that guy, man. But in all seriousness, San Andreas was a legendary game. Nothing can top playing San Andreas during the 2000s, man. It was peak, absolute peak. My first console was a PS2, and just turning on the PS2 right now gives me a sweet dose of nostalgia. That sound reminds me of a time when life was just so simple. I didn't have to care about the problems in the world or the balance of my bank account, paying back debt, rent, bills, tax or anything of that sort. The only thing that mattered day in and day out was if I can continue playing games on the PS2. I will play games like Spider-Man, GTA San Andreas, Sonic Mega Collection, and Need for Speed. But I wish that I had played games like Final Fantasy, Dragon Ball, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, or Kingdom Hearts. My whole soundtrack catalog that I use in my videos are Kingdom Hearts OSTs. So you would think that I actually grew up playing Kingdom Hearts, but I didn't. Either ways, I ain't complaining. I still have great memories playing those games that I played on the PS2. Then time passes by and my parents bought me an Xbox 360. I was so pumped, bro, because I was able to cop games like the Halo 3, Skate 3, and Forza Horizon. Playing those games back in the day was just
perfect. Perfect. Everything.
It's just such a shame that I don't have my Xbox 360 today to relive the memories. And you're wondering, how come you don't have your Xbox 360? It's because some way, somehow, the console broke, bruh. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. I was also a big fan of FIFA. I mean, of course, you would expect some Gen Z black British guy to have at least played FIFA once in their lifetime. I have great nostalgia going to my cousin's house, not just to play, just as child's play. Rather, all of us will compete in tournaments to see who was the best FIFA player in our group. And make no mistake, I won all of them. I was the best. I scored long shots, cheap shots, and even back shots.
Game.
And the way we was playing, you would think that we was playing an esports event competing for money or something. Even the bugs of the game made it fun to play. Fun times, man, fun times. FIFA 14 and 17 are the best FIFAs of all time though. And how can I ever forget the generational run that Nintendo Wii had back in the 2010s? This console was revolutionary. They designed it in a way where anyone, even your grandma, can play it. Nothing can top the games like Wii Sports or Mario Kart. The best game mode out of Wii Sports was the bowling game mode and the boxing game mode. Bro, I remember we used a controller to control boxing people like Mike Tyson in his prime, bro. And how can I forget Mario Kart as well? The game that made me fall in love with racing games even more. There was something about this game that made it different to other racing games. Like, it was just so good to play, man. I also played Mario Kart on the DS as well. My little self will be smiling playing Donkey Kong with his badass motorcycle, swerving around and throwing bananas on the racing floor like I was some joke, man. and every time I reach first, it gives me an extra dose of serotonin. Now, after a few years later, I got the PS3, and the PS3 exceeded expectations just like the PS2 and the Xbox 360. A lot of people will count that the golden age of gaming is during the PS2 and Xbox 360 run, but I feel like the PS3 was equally as good as the both of them. The game that I played the most on the PS3 was the COD Black Ops 2, and that game is 100% the best Black Ops. Nothing comes close. It was definitely my favorite SPS game of all time. The campaign got me invested like it was too good. Also, who remembers how gassed you would feel when you hit a trick shot in multiplayer, or spawn trapping on Nuketown Demolition with schoolmates, and all of us getting to Master Prestige for the first time, then resetting our accounts and having to race to Master Prestige again and diamond camo grinding and all of the weapons, man. I also did not play Call of Duty Zombies though, man, but I know they had like nice maps and all of that. Hey, if you guys know about the Call of Duty Zombies lore, let me know in the comments down below. Either ways, no game today compares to that enjoyment. Black Ops 2 at its prime had everyone playing, dog. The maps, the lore, the soundtracks. It was too iconic. Black Ops 2 can never be replicated again. I can't lie, I'm glazing Black Ops 2, but it's fully deserved. You know that is the best COD. Now let's talk about when PS4 got released. I was dying to get this console ASAP because I always wanted the new thing that was trending at the time. My parents got it for me and I was so happy. Looking back, I can't believe once a time in my life, most of my joy and happiness derives from getting video game consoles. I was a gaming fiend, trust me. I got PS4 games like Uncharted 4 or GTA 5. Funny enough, even though GTA 5 came out with the PS3 and the Xbox 360, I never got to play until I got the PS4. Yeah, I know it don't make no sense, but yeah, it is what it is. I also played Overwatch, a lot of Bloodborne and Watch Dogs too. But there was one game that just stood out in my eyes. This game revolutionized gaming itself. It was almost perfect. Do you know what it is? Drum roll, please. It was Fortnite. Yes, I was a Fortnite enjoyer, don't judge me. Nobody can say that Fortnite hits the same like it used to. Fortnite Chapter 1 was peak Fortnite. Maybe Chapter 2 as well. And who remembers the times where Tryhard played the John Wick skin, like man them just abusing the double pump, you rocket launching your teammate into certain places, and the building battles, and most importantly the emotes. The memories were bittersweet, man. I can remember when everyone wanted the Skull Trooper skin or the Renegade Raider skin, as it was one of the most rare skins in Fortnite. I know the people who saw the accounts for those skins made record-breaking profits. Like, that is for sure, man. Man, nowadays I don't know what be going on at Fortnite, and I couldn't care to find out, because whatever it is, I know it does not top prime old Fortnite, bro. Then sometime later, I got into anime games. Yes, shameful. Anime games are known throughout the whole video game industry that they are exceptionally bad games. Except for the Dragon Ball games though. Only the Dragon Ball games were good. When someone says most anime games are bad, I can't disagree with them, but I still played them, and I even made a YouTube channel dedicated to them. Like, no joke, before making these videos, I used to make Jump Force and Demon Slayer videos. Jump Force and Demon Slayer are both anime arena fighter games, by the way. But what particularly lured me into buying Jump Force in particular was that all my favorite anime characters like Light Yagami, Goku, or Sasuke Uchiha were going to be in the same game. The trailer made me believe that the game was going to be the perfect anime fighting game. It was hyped up to be the biggest anime crossover fighting game that might rival Super Smash Bros. Success. So dear viewer, let me ask you a question. When the game released, did it exceed expectations or was it a flop? Well, I'll give you the answer. It was a flop. The game had so much problems upon release. For example, Light Yagami was not even a playable character, and the trailer made it seem like it was. And they failed to add characters that were supposed to be in the game from day one, like Hiei, Madara Uchiha, or Jono Giovanna. But of course, they did not hesitate to add them as DLC years later, because they know that despite how broken the game is, players will still buy their favorite anime characters as a DLC. The game was supposed to be the ultimate crossover fighting game, but it ended up being a rush and lazy cheap cash grab where all the developers and publishers could milk the game until the game fell off. And spoiler alert, that's exactly what happened. The game flopped, so they shut down the servers and cashed out. The way they baited us should be illegal. But looking back at it now, the only reason why I stayed playing Jump Force for that long was because I made videos on it and I had fun playing my favorite anime game characters with my friends, which I made in Jump Force, funny enough. But it doesn't change the fact that the game was rushed and it was objectively bad with a poor story mode, broken gameplay with no variety. So of course the game flopped in less than a year. It was just a lazy cheap cash grab. And this might be a recurring theme with some video games in general. Developers aren't making games for gamers to enjoy. They're making games to make a quick buck. All the games that are getting released nowadays are just cash grabs after cash grabs. Once upon a time, you would buy a game and that's it. Now it's all about squeezing every last penny out of us with loot boxes, season passes, and pay-to-win garbage. It's like game developers ain't even hiding it anymore. They're blatantly designing games to be grindy just to push us towards spending more money. It's infuriating. And how about this obsession with graphics? Yeah, cool, the game looks pretty, but where's the substance? I'm sick and tired of games that are all style and no gameplay. It's like developers forgot that games are meant to be played, not just looked at. Well, for me, I would take a pixel arts masterpiece with a tight gameplay over a photorealistic snooze fest any day. Can we please just get back to focusing on what actually made games fun? Or maybe we're just getting burnt out from all these releases and updates, like it just gets so overwhelming. Gaming just used to be a leisure activity, a way to relax and unwind. Nowadays it's like a second job trying to keep up with everything. Look, I love playing video games. I've always had. But something's gotta change. We need innovation, we need quality over quantity. Maybe the future of fun in gaming lies in indie titles and in passionate developers who still care about their craft. We need to support those who are trying to push the boundaries and bring back joy of gaming. Join the Patreon or channel membership for early access to all my videos, access to blocked videos that I'll never share publicly, and uncensored content that's too explicit for YouTube. I'm out. Cheers.